Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Chemda.
I'm Keith Malley. Welcome, everybody. The 2023 24-hour... I'm screaming like I can do that. The 2023 24-hour marathon is now available to everybody at keithandthegirl.com/store. All the info is there. You get the whole marathon or just parts of the marathon, whatever you like. keithandthegirl.com/store. Andy Kindler was there. Dana Gould, Dave Hill, Frank Conniff, his buddy Trace. Brother Love we caught up with, Joe DeRosa, Catherine Heller, Joe Firestein. How many guests? Over 50 easily, 24 hours, keithandthegirl.com/store.
Yeah, if you go to keithandthegirl.com/store, you can actually see who's in what part. So if you're looking to get more specific, you can get more specific.
You could see the great Shane Mauss is going to be the guest. But first, let me fill you in what happened to yesterday's show. We started to record. This is why I'm amazed that so far I'm able to say so many sentences in a row. Here is us trying to do a show yesterday. Hey. Hello, folks. Right. Let's tell people about Trey Gallion. I'm Hunter Watson. Are they super delayed or is it just me? I'm looking like an asshole over here. Well, Trey Gallion had to reboot his computer, and having never, excuse me, I'll tell you about this in a second. And having never rebooted it, it's stuck on 29 minutes.
He literally said he never pressed restart. He usually just closes it and opens it. So yeah, 30 minutes. But I think it was a gift, Keith.
I think it was a gift because I'm sitting there even talking now. Every second or third sentence, I can feel this chest thing I got going. I got a cold working here, and maybe it's a sign from God. Keith
was practicing reading, and this is so mean that this is where I go. But tell me if this is not right. But I would like you to demonstrate how you were trying to read. And then
okay. Here we go. Kenda will get her Passover. Let's see if you guys even notice. Ready?
Okay.
Kenda got her Passover box from her mom in Israel. They haven't talked in years, but I can feel it already. But there's no reason not to be polite, so she sends these weird fucking boxes. Be subscribed to the YouTube channel, and you can... What's that cartoon character? Who does that? So I did take a COVID test. The first time I forgot to leave it in the solution for a minute. That came up negative. Then I did it the right way, and that came up negative.
Okay. Oh, my God.
But yeah, I had to cancel the dentist today. So that's, I say it like, so it's a big deal, guys. I had to cancel the dentist. And
is it weird that
I tried to hide it, like thinking it's not COVID. I'm like, maybe I just won't tell him. But it's almost worse laying in bed, and for whatever reason, it's like no, I'm good. I don't want to start over.
I think laying in bed.
Oh, Snagglepuss! Am I making people sick? Just listening. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Also, another bad thought that I had about it is I was like, maybe it's a good time for you to have COVID.
Right. Get it out of the way. I thought that too.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
Of course.
Oh, I felt like such a jerk, but I'm like, well, if it's COVID, maybe I should go over there.
Right. No, I say.
Let's get it now and save everybody later,
Bucho's saying that's what you get for ditching masks, bro. I say mask all the time everywhere. It's just, nobody's doing it. And so you got to pick your battles, and a battle is a talk show taping, apparently.
Oh, but you know what? You picked up something.
I picked up something somewhere. It wasn't there, though, because I did have a mask, right? It's when you get outside and everybody hugs each other. Okay, we're outside now. Yay. Tongue kisses.
Yeah, maybe it's good.
Maybe it's good. I was going to hit mute in between all of these.
Oh, my God.
Mimi Cherry, this is a classic, iconic episode already. Well, it's going to be 3 minutes long.
Oh, yeah. So we're just here because we know that you guys were here, and we wanted to say hi and let you know what was happening so that you're not like, what happened?
I think I could have got away with it with a third person, but I don't see how.
So it would just be you saying the first sentence of an article, muting yourself as you cough, and Trey and I would be like, well, wonder what the second sentence is going to be. And that's the whole show, is us wondering what you're going to say next, like a weird oracle.
Well, I took like a mucus. It's some cough medicine, but it also says mucus.
So it's coming up.
Yeah, but that's not the one I should have got. I want the mucus on my asshole. No, hold on, I gotta spit. 1 second, everybody.
Yes, glitter neurosis. It's truly a book and cough. I mean, Coop.
Okay. And now in Gwyneth Paltrow news.
Stop it. Should we go?
Yeah, we should go, I think. I don't want to make people vomit. Changing colors over here. I'm a rainbow. Holy fuck, Bucks.
Our audience is so funny. I just want to sit here, watch you cough, and read what their response is. You were right. This would have been a great show. But you know what? Go lay down.
Okay.
Are we doing Q&A?
Oh, God. I don't...
Maybe, okay.
I don't see how. I mean, if he does all the talking and I have no opinions, and I go, that's your business how you got fucked today. I don't have any thoughts on 10 dicks in your ass. That's your business.
Oh, who has the first thoughts and prayers? Maggie! Get well soon, Keith.
Oh,
okay. Hunter's glad he made it in. Keith, can we throw some questions at you?
It's not bad if I don't talk. It's not too bad. I think we could do it.
Get your questions in quick. We're holding him until we can.
I'm dizzy. Everybody dizzy?
Thanks, Mimi. Oh God. Now you sound like a
dying
cartoon dog.
Well, what am I supposed? Everybody here is doctors. Every time something's wrong, I want cough suppressant and not cough expectant. And then,
well, if we're not going to record, get something that lets it out, and cough all day today. What do I care? But
right. My landlord cares. He's getting complaints.
No,
no, I'm kidding.
No. Oh, okay. Are you coughing up anything? Said Kate.
Something's happening. Something's happening.
Yeah, I think that's true. Oh my goodness. Okay. What
was the question?
Should you lie down right now? I think is the main question.
Okay.
The doctor said 2 gummies, says Xerxes.
I've been trying to whack it regularly.
Your cough?
No, jacking off. Butcher says, I had what you had before. It's a sprained ankle, Keith. Yeah, I can't even be quiet. Like, laughter's like a word, and it was forcing it to come out.
Oh, clean the mic. Ooh, I feel like that's...
Kate says, how about tea with honey? Can you imagine you went to a doctor and they said tea with honey? I'd burn the place down.
It doesn't hurt.
It's delicious.
It coats it like a nice, soothing...
Do I hear Xerxes typing? He's ruining the show.
No. No, it's the grinder we're hearing.
I think it's quite okay.
Yes. You're pregnant.
I could be pregnant. If somebody out there is pregnant, I'm pregnant.
Oh, Ryan knows your methods. A good old hack and whack.
Oh, yeah,
I hadn't heard of this.
I haven't heard of it, but I always try it. It's always the go-to.
I think that's the same as what Mimi's saying, tea with lemon and honey, right? Same.
Glitter Neuroses is saying perfect time to work on practicing your stand-up. Yeah, I don't see why. There's
Okay.
All right. Have a great life, everybody. Hopefully I'll have a life after this.
Feel better soon.
Thant you. I appreciate it.
I feel like people are yelling at people who are sick when they go, feel better soon. Demand it.
Holy lordy. All right. We'll smell you later.
Keith wanted a day off. Bye, everyone.
Oh God, no! I'm to the end broadcast. Oh my God. It never ends. Yeah, it's probably best. Yeah, we made that decision. All right, we're live now. Hello, everybody. From Comedy Central, Conan, Jimmy Kimmel, Netflix, Showtime, Epix, and Amazon Prime. And we'll be doing the majority of the talking. Shane Mauss. Hello, Shane.
Oh, my God. How are you? That was yesterday?
That was yesterday.
I'm going to take a COVID test just hearing that. I'm serious. That was, I swear, I'm in Los Angeles, but I might have gotten... the thing.
Right, I'm gonna pop another
instructions for this one, but I'm gonna do it.
And I got my NyQuil Dayquil here. So cheers.
I have some teas. So
10 times around or something. How
This...
far up do you guys go?
It says go up. It says go up half, but I don't know where the end is.
Yeah, I'm scared to go to the end, but I'm also scared not to go into the right place. So I think I do it right out of fear that I might fuck it up.
Here we go.
But we'll find out. Like I said, I took 2, and it seems all right. But we'll see.
We'll find out in. I think this one's 30 minutes or something like that. So
30 minutes.
We'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it from the library for free, so maybe it takes a little longer.
I tell you what, in 30 minutes, if it's positive, you are free to go.
I have a bunch of things going on, so it's good for me just to double check. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. It's a warning. I'm telling people. It's a reminder. It's good I'm here.
Thanks for having me, guys. I can't believe you are a champ. I will cancel things just if I like. I'll tell people that I'm feeling a little scratchy.
You heard my cough.
Cancel a thing.
Yeah. What would you, for the cough that you heard, what would you recommend? DMT, mushrooms?
Yeah, a little of both. Yeah. I mean, let's see. What psychedelic would help? I mean, MDMA feels like pretty good, you know? I mean, just to feel good for a little while is something. Maybe ketamine's a disassociative, so you'd have all of the coughing without, like experience attaching to the feeling of it as much. And
yeah, I do really attach myself to the coughs. It'd be good to disassociate from them.
Yeah, just to disassociate for 45 minutes or so.
Right.
Every time you cough, your soul leaves while you're on the drug, and then it comes back when you're done.
Right. Do you remember me texting you, asking you about the DMT pills?
Sort of. What did I say?
Okay, so Billy Wayne Davis was on.
Oh, yeah.
And he said he took a DMT pill that only lasts like 10 minutes. And I'm like, I've never heard of such a thing. This is amazing.
There's DMT pills that last there's like pharmawaska, they call it, which is like DMT in pill form that lasts for like 4 hours, I think.
Okay, I was hearing 10 minutes and I was excited.
10 minutes. Smoking, it only lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay. So maybe I was getting confused between the two. Who knows? But Billy Wayne was clear that he did it with you, Shane. And so I texted you and him. You don't remember this at all?
I remember texting you. I smoked DMT with Billy Wayne. I remember it was at the Bridgetown Comedy Festival years ago.
Right.
And and he had this profound experience, and all the old cliche DMT stuff that you hear about. Oh, saw a different portal, talked with things,
Are people having...
It's old hat to you at this point.
Yeah.
It's another dimension. Okay.
Well, I usually like when I find a new psychedelic, I like to do it enough that I kind of start getting bored with the experience, because it's easy to get lost in awe. The people that are the most sure about what the DMT experience is people that did it like once. And they're like, I saw the truth. Don't need to question that or take another look. I like to do, so I did DMT enough. I haven't done it in a long time, but I did DMT enough where I was like, okay, another, like, if I see another fractal tunnel, I'm going to fucking puke. I'm just like over it, and so that was, I just think you get a little more objective point of view once you're no longer like lost in the awe of those first experiences.
Are people's epiphanies like so stupid to you? Like when Billy Wayne says, I learned that I don't need to go after fame if I don't care deep down inside. And Mike Henson learns
Yeah.
be nice to each other. Are you like, God damn,
Yeah,
wait till
yeah.
the dragon talks to you people?
That's every psychedelic. I mean, the thing is that a lot of the psychedelic experiences, you're kind of, in my way of looking at it, it's a lot of those things that were kind of just below your conscious mind anyway, and then you kind of see things just a little. It's just like shower thoughts on steroids. So you're having a bunch of epiphanies in a row, but it's all stuff that oftentimes your friends could tell you or whatever. So it always feels like it's just that there's a difference between consciously knowing something and feeling it. And so I think those psychedelic experiences really kind of connect you with the emotion and kind of that underlying processing that puts together those experiences. So they don't sound very impressive. Everyone's takeaway just sounds like you're something embroidered on your grandma's decorative pillow or something like that. Like, oh my God, home is where the heart is.
I should eat, love, and pray.
Yeah, they're all like that.
Based on Keith's question and even your answer, it seems like what people get is a layer of fear away. So you can say, home is where the heart is, or I don't need fame or whatever. But normally when you would say that, you would feel the fear that comes from it. It feels like it takes away the fear where you're able to say these things that you could normally find true. Here, it could be true a little bit easier because you don't have the fear.
Yeah, I mean, that's
not right, is it? No. In all fairness, I never took DMT.
The thing, well, there's such individual differences. So if you're like looking to get away from fear, smoking DMT might give you a whole new set of things to fear as well. Like, hey, is any of this real, or was that real? And that can be unsettling. So I don't know. It seems like people that interpret a psychedelic experience as something that's outside of you, that you're connecting with some other dimension. They seem to get more like validation for the things that they already like believed and whatnot. And I just don't. I view it as, usually when I get done with a DMT trip or any kind of psychedelic experience, I go about thinking, how would I perceive something that is that far off? I don't imagine that it was real. Even as real as it seems, I often like to think, well, what could possibly be happening in the brain to make you perceive a thing like that? And so I think for me, maybe I have more resistance than other people have. So yeah, there's all sorts of so there's like the mystical side of psychedelics, there's the more science side, there's the festival side, there's now the life hacky kind of thing that's bubbling up. A lot of like microdosing's popular, and people have like regiments of like, this is how you get ripped. You microdose every other day, and then you do ice baths, and then if you wake up before dawn each day and you get to or before sunrise, and then you get to a window, and then you do like intermittent blinking before the sun rays get in your eyes in a certain way, and it releases neural jargon that will make you immortal and good at finance or something or other. And so there's just so many different interpretations.
It is interesting that everybody who wants you to do better is like, why are you waking up at 6? You should be up at 3 or 4. And I'm like, okay, all right. That can't be the answer. It can't.
I mean, that seems like it's a lot of people that seem like they are probably kind of control freaks to start with. They're probably already gym rats to start with. And psychedelics will often bring out whatever you already. I mean, the military found out about LSD, and they're like, oh, can we bomb people with it? Like, So I don't think that there's any classically was like, oh, you have this psychedelic experience, and then you learn to love yourself and appreciate your place in the universe and this and that. And that's a common one, but I don't think you can go into psychedelics expecting any one thing to happen. Everyone's going to have a different experience.
It sounds like a lot of work sometimes too. When I do drugs, it's to fuck work.
Exactly. And that's actually why I'd recommend I'm into ketamine now. just because, 25 years of psychedelics and having psychedelics like boss me around of like, okay, and now you got to do like, you got to take care of yourself and like work on these past relationships and repair this and that
Right.
and learn to love yourself and everyone else. And ketamine's like all the same intensity without all the demands on you after. Usually I do ketamine. I'm like, well, whatever the hell that was, who cares? Like it was just a fun 45 minutes in my book.
Are dreams boring to you though? Because now you have a higher level of excitement. Someone's like, I don't know how to describe my dream. And I'm like, and you're probably like, the way you already just described it, you're stuck in a conveyor belt and it's spreading you out like taffy. I get it.
Yeah. I think dreams are pretty spectacular and interesting. Okay. I wish I remembered them more. I don't know. I've never been into the dream journaling. Apparently you're supposed to remember them better if you even just having a notepad with the intention to write it down afterwards helps you remember it better. And yeah, I think they're interesting and also like not significant at the same time. I don't think that dreams are some window into the future or this and that, but I think that I think sometimes they're just pure nonsense of a bunch of things that you learned on the day being combined in a strange way. So I don't take as much meaning away from them, but they sure are interesting. Yeah.
Has anybody ever upset you? Like they're like, oh, the other world told me to dump my girlfriend. You're like, I've been telling you that for 5 years.
That's a common, like I said, that's most people's psychedelic reports are just like, yeah, I could have told you that, but it's different to know something and feel it. Those are two different things.
This that Nadine is asking. What if psychedelics make me a worse person?
Hey, it ain't for everybody. See you on the other side, psycho. Right.
I absolutely agree. I mean, there's an arrogance that will come along with the psychedelic experience. There's the like kind of manifestors that are in the psychedelic world where it's just like you just have there's sort of a toxic positivity with both the manifestation side and then the life hacker side have two things going on where it's like it is really valuable to project positive thoughts or on the life hack side to like overcome this and that challenge. But the trouble is when you kind of there's a lot of victim blaming. There's a lot of like a just world sort of like, well, the world is this fair place, and if you get ahead, it's because you did all the right things, and if you have bad luck, well, that you did something wrong. If life didn't work out the way that you wanted to, because you didn't follow my protocols, or because you had negative thoughts and invited negativity into your life from that. And so I think there's pros and cons to all the different perspectives that you can have on psychedelics. I'm definitely way less evangelical about psychedelics than I was when I started doing psychedelic themed shows 7 years ago or something. I'm a lot more balanced.
Getting bored with it would help, right?
Yeah, getting bored with it, and then just being a part of the psychedelic community and seeing like there's some real grifter. It's Griff City out there in the psychedelic space.
That's sad.
It is. There's because
what does that mean? How?
Well, I mean, you do psychedelics, you're really interested in them, and maybe you want to like, oh, I want to spread the word about this great thing, and then, but how do you monetize psychedelics? That's always the trick. Like, this is probably why pharmaceutical companies haven't made a big push for psychedelics, because they're not something that you got to take every day.
Oh, are the grifters sort of like the faux guru sort of things, like the path leaders, the pretend path, like that kind of thing?
Like it's like give me like $4,444 for a rebirthing ceremony. That's a real thing that one of the like popular people out there is offering. So there's a lot of like rebirthing ceremonies. There's a lot of so since psychedelics, since one, they're illegal to sell, and two, even if you're selling them, they're not like terribly profitable for a drug dealer. You want to be selling addictive stuff like cocaine, heroin,
Right. You just cut out. I wonder.
Yeah,
That'd be
I don't know
funny
what
if it was the
happened. Yeah.
government.
Yeah. Yeah, he dropped off at cocaine. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have any sound for some reason, Shane.
I wonder if he no, we can't hear you yet. Maybe unplug and replug in your
Oh,
whatever.
there we
Oh, there it
go.
is.
My microphone unplugged. Where was
All right.
I?
That was
Oh,
the
they want you to use.
It's yeah. I mean, it's just more profitable to be selling something that people want to or have to use like every day or on a regular basis. And so in the psychedelic space, that turns out to be all of the things that come along with psychedelics, which is like, oh, there's all these different supplements, and I've put together the perfect mixture, and it's been blessed by such and such guru, and this sort of thing, and it's like unregulated and pretty dubious, and it's so there's a lot of that out there. I don't know, maybe I'm you know, I'm kind of a cynical, skeptical person generally, and so maybe psychedelics have just amplified that in me, as they.
But there's always going to be that, there's always going to be in the thing that works. There's going to be the people who say they have the next level thing that works that they're making up. Yeah. I mean, in all fields, especially ones that, you don't have a physical manifestation of what you just did. It's a feeling that I gave you. So if you're an expert on passing your feelings or allowing people to open up into their feelings, then you can use it against people, and that's so sad.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what's not sad about it? I don't know, like, it's sad and not sad at the same time. There are charlatans that do actually make people feel better because you need is that connection, and they're giving you a baseline of stuff, calling it something different, but you're so devoid of it, and you're so not even knowing how badly you need a connection with someone, that they use that and just have a regular connection with you that we don't always get to have as human beings on this earth. And they charge you too much because part of what they incorporate fake things into it and just give you love.
Yeah. Well, there's also
a weird form of love.
A lot of the placebo effect is incredibly powerful, and placebo is used as some dirty word, but even when something really has an effect, throwing some placebo on top of there is not always the worst. I mean, much of life is about finding the placebo that works for us. So a lot of, if you're going to do ayahuasca in Peru, there's a lot of protocols, there's a lot of diet changes and things that you need to do and eliminate to get ready for ayahuasca. And most therapists, if therapists could just get anyone to eat right for like 3 weeks, they'd be like, yeah, you'd probably see some positive changes in your life. And so, like, not only are you eating better, but you've built this whole thing up, you've traveled to another country, you've taken a chance, you spent all this money, and the more you kind of put into something, the more subconsciously that your brain is going to be like, well, I wouldn't be doing all of this for nothing.
But you're already doing the work.
Yeah.
You are already doing the work. If you start eating better today, even 1%, by the end of the year, you're feeling so much better. So it is work.
I hear you. And doesn't matter where it comes from. I've been a placebo boyfriend a couple times, but I say, hey, okay, you figured me out, but are you feeling pretty good for a couple months?
Exactly. Yeah. You wouldn't have dated me if it weren't good for you. I mean, that would be crazy. If it weren't good to be dating me, why would you be dating me?
Why would you put so much time into this?
Yeah.
Have you tried that? What's that new drug going around? Fentanyl. Have you tried this?
I haven't tried fentanyl. I mean, I would in like a hospital setting. Pain management is, I've been on here talking about breaking my feet, and people talk about like the opioid crisis and everything else. And it's all awful, and there's all sorts of corruption and everything, but break your feet sometime and you'll be like, hey, throw a little fentanyl in there if you would. It's just there are people that whether it's injury or some people just have chronic pain in life, and managing pain is incredibly tricky to do. And so there's trade-offs with everything. And
it's just funny. You can have fentanyl if you know it's fentanyl, but you'll die if you don't know it was in there.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's really up to your brain and how you take it. You're Shane, for those not able to see the video right now, looks like a full-on Jesus Christ. And and I knew you when you were clean shaven and everything.
Yeah.
looking like you run some kind of acid house.
Yeah.
You're the guru. Does this get you laid more, less, or the same?
I can't tell because I didn't date during COVID, and then I've barely been outside, so I don't spend time on dating apps and stuff. And so I don't know, it can be attractive just to be on stage generally. So I'll tell you this, that there, it does seems like guys like this big beard and like more than ladies do generally. But if
Right.
you're a lady that's into this, like there's not a lot of it out there, so there's just like less of me out there. There's more of the old clean shaven, like gelled hair, like little bit of scruff Shane out there.
Right.
So there's just like more competition. So now I don't have as much competition. I will say that it's been the case that lots of women have been like, hey, could you start shaving again so I can be attracted to you again? Right. Because I was like, but no one used to talk about how handsome I was until I grew this beard. And then it was a lot of, but you used to be so handsome. Right. There was a lot of, well, how come you didn't tell me that then? So I don't, like my last girlfriend, she was attracted to me, like very attracted to me from the start. I met her like at a festival, like saw me from across the way and was like attracted to me. And then we started dating, and she was like, can you shave the thing? I know, like I'd show her old pictures of myself and be like, oh my God, I want that face.
No.
I'd be like, yeah, but I'm like, it's just a dumb thing that I'm doing, and I'm touring with this, and I have a psychedelic comedy show coming out, and it's just kind of silly, and it's fun and it fits. And she'd be like, but that's a self-limiting belief, and like you could like, self-limiting belief. You just want to see my face.
Yeah, I wonder if guys like other guys' beards genuinely, or because like, oh, I wish I can do that, but my girlfriend wouldn't let me.
Or they just can't. They just can't grow. Like I didn't know that I could grow this beard until I did it.
I remember when I shaved my head. I worked at a restaurant. Every single customer, every guy, it seemed, was like, that saw me before with hair and was like, you can. She let you do that? I'm like, yeah, but do you even want to do that? I don't know. Can I? I mean, that seems cool, but I know I can't.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. There's probably some evolutionary things. There's like,
there always is.
I have this whole Jesus look. It's like I have enough. So testosterone is hard on the immune system, and so potentially evolutionarily it was a way of. There's ideas that it was a way of demonstrating your fitness, not on a conscious level, but your body, a guy's body would only release at periods of time in his life the amount of testosterone that he could take the hit on his immune system.
That's what I tried to do, yeah.
And so if you're like really healthy, your body could release more testosterone because it could withstand that hit. And so it was like an honest indicator potentially to females and other men and everything that like, oh, this is a fit person. But then too much testosterone is like, so I have enough testosterone to grow this beard, but not so much that I'm losing the hair. So it's like I'm that. So sorry, Keith, you might die young.
Well, I think this is why I'm sick. So much testosterone.
Yeah.
But for me, for some reason, it's attractive to me when my partner can get ready faster than me. When my partner has less to do to get out the door, I'm like, okay, this is good.
Yeah,
and that includes, grooming, showering, like I enjoy that my partner takes faster showers. I don't even know why. I think it's old school. I think it's taboo. I think it's stigma. I think it's all the bad things where it's like, yeah, what are you doing in the shower? Just fucking wash your balls. Like I am not certain that it's not coming from there. Like what why do you need to get ready? Like just you're ready, leave the house, so.
Well, the beard is very little maintenance. I put conditioner in it often when I shower, and then like every month, every 2 months, something like that, I'll go and get a beard trim. and the long hair is insane. I don't know. It would be the first thing to go once I change this look. The first thing is I'll keep the beard for a while and have not the long hair. That's the pain in the ass. I don't like brushing hair. I'm traveling a lot, so I'll be in the shower and be like, oh, I forgot to bring the brush in, and now I gotta do the. It's
like having headphones with the cords now. You know, you got to make decisions different a little bit with your face and your head.
Yeah,
or you get snagged.
Exactly. So I don't know what I think about all this. It's it's kind of I have a Vegas residency coming up with an emergent psychedelic comedy show at this place, Area 15. It's not a casino. It's this weird, amazing immersive art place with they have an Omega Mart, and there's a Meow Wolf is a like artist collective, and so anyhow, I have that coming up. So I'm like, well, I'm definitely keeping all of this at least through the beginning part of that, and then when that's over,
why is it a brand?
Shave.
Are you holding your brand, or are you just feel more comfortable saying those words in the face surrounded by hair?
This face knows drugs. This face knows drugs.
Kind of fun, I guess. So I started it because I was like, I was never going to grow a beard or long hair ever in my life because I didn't want to go through.
Is it becoming a character that you can't shave for the character?
I mean, perhaps, yeah.
Are we talking to the beard right now, for example?
Yeah, I think you're talking to the beard a little bit.
But so. I felt it.
The awkwardness of having not long hair but medium hair for a guy was something like I don't ever want medium length hair on stage, and I knew I didn't want that. And so then COVID happened. I'm like, this is the first time in my life that I'll be able to, you weren't supposed to get your hair cut or anything else. So I was like, well, let's just see what happens. And then
that's why a lot of divorces happened. They were like, no, bring back attractive you. Fuck this.
Yeah, exactly. And I have like this great, like ladies do like the long hair, but I don't think they like the beard as much because I have really fantastic hair. Apparently I get a lot of compliments on it.
I guess it's weird to run your fingers through a beard.
Yeah.
Something seems strange when it's right in front of you like that.
Everything about it. Like I look at it and I'm like, I don't get how it has weird psychological, like I play pickleball and I'll go to a new pickleball court or something and play with strangers. And there's something about the beard that makes me just that much more intimidating. Like I'll be playing with people that I'm watching them play and I'm like, these are slightly better players than I am. And then I'll play them and they're like too scared of like how hard I'm going to hit it or
I see that.
Whatever.
I see that. I see somebody with Shane's look. Huh. It leads to me thinking the person's probably lazy. So what he does is two things. One's obviously pickleball. He's going to kick our fucking ass.
I didn't even think of that.
You know those hacky sack potheads? It's like you don't challenge them to skateboarding. This is what they do.
I see. So the only time they get off their
together like that. That's funny. I just thought I was like intimidating, like more manly and like that.
It's intimidating just the same, but yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't challenge you. All right. So this text, I texted you and I included Billy Wayne.
Yeah.
And I said, hi, Shane. Keith from Keith and the Girl here. I heard Billy Wayne did DMT pills as opposed to ayahuasca that makes you shit and vomit. I want that, please. Mm-hmm. I CC'd him for reference.
And did I respond?
Yes, you did. This is what you responded.
This is my favorite. Sorry, is that Shane doesn't remember this. And I love it because I don't remember things sometimes too. And I'm like, this sounds very important to you. And it is important to me too. It's as important as it is to you. But let's refresh my memory because I have added a lot more memories in here since we talked. So
also people are always hitting me up for like drug advice and stuff. And I'm happy to give it to friends. So I'm glad that I've responded, Keith. But I mean, I get like DMs and stuff every day of like, I can't answer your drug questions.
Right.
Sorry.
I want to be the world's drug guy, but not individually.
Yeah. I mean, it's just I don't know you. You're asking like just a DM. It's also stupid stuff too, where people will be like, it's one thing for a friend to ask. It's another for a complete stranger to be like, "Hey, do you know where I can find acid in my town?" I'm like, "What?" Why? I'm gonna give you my dealer in Des Moines,
Right.
Iowa, or something. Is that what you think is gonna happen?
Do you ever think that it might be an undercover cop?
Yeah, I mean, I work under that assumption as a possibility in much of my psychedelic life and doing live shows and everything. People always try to hand me drugs after shows and stuff, and yeah, I'm very careful in that regard, not just for cops, but just for personal safety reasons.
Are you? I know that the cops could get you if you bought the drugs. If there was an undercover cop and he just gave you drugs and you took it, is there any crime there?
I think
Doesn't
own it.
depend on the
It would be entrapment. I believe because then they'd be like, hey, you own the drugs now,
Right.
and I don't know. There's also weird loopholes. Like there's analogs. So LSD is illegal, but you can change it, the chemical, get the same experience, but now it's like LSA. So now some factory in Germany will just crank out a bunch of this LSA stuff, and then you can order it from them and ship it. And it's like illegal to have sent to your house. So if they get it in the mail, that's illegal. But if you possess it, it's legal. So you can actually legally possess it.
Here's Ryan saying, if you want to find drugs in a strange city, give cigarettes to a homeless person and ask them. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna take DMT pills from a homeless person.
Did they work? Look at them. Yeah.
Sure. No, ask them where the drug dealers are because they know the neighborhood.
I see.
So I said, hey, do you know about these DMT pills? And Shane wrote, fuck off, copper. Can you imagine, Shane?
Not
no,
right.
you did not. You did not, but you're not sure.
What I write?
Shane wrote, I believe there are some places in DC that sell things like that very openly. IDK, what else to tell you? I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, I think there's even like food trucks and stuff in DC where you can get. Someone's shown me some of these websites, and it's like very open, and you can get like very professionally made. Like you can get mushroom juice, like a little Gatorade that's full of psilocybin and all sorts of stuff. Because DC has its own set of laws and things, and so there's just a lot more loopholes, I think, built into their systems.
Whatever it takes to keep the government running down there. The valet at the hotel is my go-to, says
that's not bad.
I think that makes sense, right?
I mean, I would ask a valet at a hotel I'm not staying at.
I'd get your room first.
I think you don't want them to see you coming in and out of the hotel after you've asked them for Coke or whatever.
I didn't think of that.
Just go to the hotel next door, ask them. So if they look at you like you're a lunatic, then you don't need to see them again. And if they don't, yeah.
Now Billy Wayne joins us in these texts, and he's a weirdo about it, which I'll explain. He's acting like he wanted to make sure I didn't get busted for drugs, and I'm turning him in. I think he's making that up, actually. I don't think, but we'll see as we go. Did looking back at this conversation, you don't remember at all. Could you see thinking that? Like, is Keith trying to fuck me?
Oh, that didn't even cross my mind. And I don't know how you would know. I mean, me saying like, hey, maybe there's some places in DC, I would give it more thought before I would have been like, hey, I know someone in Brooklyn that you can, and that's what things like Signal are for. You want to send someone messages like that on Signal from now on, Keith.
What Signal? Like
Signal's an app where the message goes to a server and then it's delivered to the recipient, and then afterwards it's deleted from the server, and so it's just near impossible for the police would need to it's impossible to find for them to. I guess they could take two people's phones and see like, this must be Keith Malley that you're talking to. Gotcha. but they can't like do a wiretap or something like that on Signal.
So you said, I believe there's some places in DC that sell that. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'll never know. And so I wrote, thanks. And then Shane wrote a smiley.
Get to DC?
What am I going to do? DC. Hey, DC. I'm here in D.C. You know, I don't know if it's a joke like go to the FBI office. If you're close to Virginia, check out Langley. Maybe they have some for you. What's a state going to do for me?
I'll send you a link on Signal.
Well, I appreciate it, but we're more picking on Billy now than anything else, so you know. Okay. So I wrote you wrote, smiley face, hope all is well. I would like to try that as well. And meanwhile, I know Billy's part of this. So I go, you never did? Am I sounding crazy? And Shane wrote, I had a couple opportunities, but the timing was never right. I am curious.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's because you're talking about a pill form. You're talking about pharmawaska, and that's not. I smoked DMT with Billy Wayne.
Okay, so you were genuine. Billy's a nutball. So then I said, what did Billy Wayne do? And then I typed, Billy Wayne, what did you do? And Billy texted, I can't remember, it was a while back, but maybe DC has those things you're looking for. Why are you talking if you think I'm a cop, Billy Wayne?
That's so funny that he thought you were a cop.
Yeah.
Not a cop. He thought he was working with the cops.
With the cops. You got yourself
even worse. I think that's even more hard to believe, quite frankly, that I got busted doing drugs, so I have to find at least somebody who sells drugs, and I'm turning in Billy Wayne and Shane.
Yeah. What if I give you these two comedians?
Right.
Will you let me go?
One has they both have albums about drugs. There'll be an easy conviction.
Yeah.
I can't remember, as a while back, said Billy, maybe DC has them. I said, Billy, goddamn it, you said you did it with Shane. And then Billy wrote, can't remember which Shane it was. And then Shane wrote, haha. What kind of undercover shit is this?
Shane it was? I was just not paying attention to what that text was. Like, Billy's putting a lot of thought and concern into what he's saying. Like, I don't remember what Shane it was. And I was just like too busy to be like talking about drugs with you guys, to be honest. I wasn't. If you would have caught me on a different time when I had more bandwidth, I would have elaborated in more detail.
Do you ever get in trouble for texting shit you don't know what you're texting?
In trouble how? Like with girlfriends?
With a girlfriend, with anybody?
Yeah.
Like, all the time. You said it like all the time.
I don't like texting, and so I tend to be like dismissive of text just generally, and that's the thing that will cause me issues in relationships, because I'm like, but why can't we, like, it's cost me like business relationships and stuff that I'm like, but I want to call on the phone so like we can hear each other's tone and stuff like I hate texting.
So instead, you're like, you might not get my tone, so I'm just gonna say, yeah, sure, sounds good.
I think I was just see, exactly. This is why I hate texting. Now, like, look at the confusion, and now you're like, and now you're upset with me, and it seemed like there was a whole thing, and now you hear me talking about it, and know what was actually like. You could have just called
now
me
with
on
your
the phone,
tone. Now with your tone,
like,
I understand that you just type shit.
Yeah, it was just like, if you would have called me, I would have been like, if you would have been like, what do you mean DC? I'm like, yeah, I guess I haven't been to them personally, but what I hear is there's like these food, like I haven't been to DC other than briefly lately, but I guess I almost stopped in one the last time I was there. I guess there's like food truck type things, like just filled with psychedelics in DC that are like pretty easy to find.
In this case, I think your tone was right. Your tone was, I heard of this, and LOL. I don't know. It seems like that's your tone here, too.
Yeah. It was a LOL. Billy Wayne, though.
It wouldn't have been so bad if Billy didn't throw it, so I assume two people are fucking with me. That's what I have to assume.
Yeah, no. It's one person thought you were fucking with them.
Right.
And
thank you.
Must have been a different Shane. That's a hilarious.
Yeah. He said, Billy said, can't remember what Shane it was. And I said, you can't remember where you had a beautiful epiphany that fame isn't important if it really isn't? Where can I get mushrooms that kill me right now, for Christ's sakes? And then Billy Wayne, who thinks I'm undercover, goes, ha, 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 ha. Oregon.
See, here's the difference. I believe, fact check me on that. I believe Billy Wayne is a big weed smoker, right? Like, he smokes a lot of weed, I believe.
Yeah, you think I should turn him in for that now? Ironically,
no, and I don't smoke weed. Weed is like, Weed and paranoia. That's like hand in hand. Why is like no one talking about that? By the way, I'm happy that weed's been legalized in places and everything else, but someone that's smoking weed all day doesn't go like, hey, maybe the reason why I'm finding all these conspiracies on YouTube is because I'm smoking weed all day.
Right.
It's like like I've done my fair share, maybe not fair share. I've done coke plenty of times in my life and had, I remember being like, oh my god, and we got to close the blinds, and what if someone's watching, what if the cops are like about to bust in, and then you wake up the next day and you go, oh, the cops weren't gonna bust in. But if you just smoke weed all day, you turn into fucking thinking your friends are like turning you in to the FBI and stuff. And maybe it was a different Shane. I don't know. Like just nervously LOLing at like basic questions.
But I picture a parent is like, Shane, can you talk to my kids about drugs? I'm like, yeah, skip the weed. Now we have pill form, we have smoke, we have.
Honestly, I think weed's one of my least favorites. By the way,
you are negative for COVID. Excellent, excellent. Because these are good mics. I was really nervous. I fucked you up.
I know.
All right, good. All right, we got to the bottom of that. We're friends with Shane and fuck Billy.
That would have been some good entertainment if I would have been positive.
That would have been interesting. Yeah, we got to get into this.
We find out that I'm going to die, not die.
By the way, I saw there's that recent school shooting. No matter when you hear this, you know what I'm talking about. There was a school shooting and it was recent. Surprise, assault rifles were involved again. But now I see because the kid was transgender, or at least wanted to go by boy instead of girl. Now there's right-wing sites and right-wing newspapers are talking about transgender violence the opposite way. We understood it was against them for being different, but no. Now the narrative is it's people that are taught that being transgender is a thing you can do when you're old enough and can get your body changed. It means you're a psychopath.
So when it's a cis guy, then it's all cis guys?
It's what it is, but don't worry about that. We're not even talking about that now, Ken, so it doesn't matter. We're talking about this. Transgender killer targets Christian school.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Christian schools will fuck you up, and it's not the gun, it's the individual, like more of that individual like libertarian victim blaming nonsense. Well, I'm responsible with my guns and right.
And they're not. These politicians are taking Christmas card pictures with their gun. To me, that's not very responsible. It's psychopath.
Yeah.
3,000. Let's see. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. After 3,000 retweets of this tweet, my account was suspended again. All I tweeted was, "Why aren't people paying attention to the Trans Day of Vengeance that's being promised? People need to know about the threat they face from Antifa and trans terrorism." Well, and Twitter said, "All right, we got to calm your account down for a week." Jesus.
That was so fast.
She does usually makes pretty solid points just generally. And so, just for her to like have missed the mark on one little comment, maybe.
Right. Not hold your feet to the fire.
Yeah.
How old was the shooter?
How old was the shooter?
Like adult or teenager?
I mean, did they go to school there?
They didn't go to school there, I don't think.
I used to go to school. I don't know.
I don't know. Someone's got to tell me. I honestly, I read headlines and I'm like, okay, another shooting. What do I give a fuck? There was a manifesto. There were clues on Facebook. Okay. Mm-hmm. What am I going to fucking do?
Yeah.
Okay, stop with the guns. 28 years old.
Stop with the guns. That's the title of today's show.
Stop with the guns. What are we fucking doing?
Yeah.
You got people in Congress wearing, instead of the flag pin, an AR-15 pin. They think it's funny. It's not an exaggeration. First time I saw that, I'm like, well, fake news, obviously.
You need a sniper rifle for self-defense.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never fucking know.
That deer can come up right on you.
Speaking about deers, the great deer hunter Ted Nugent, he was at a Trump rally recently, and to get the crowd riled up, he's talking about why is all your tax money going to Zelensky in this fucking Ukraine? He wants his money back. And he says, quote, "Don't be giving my money to that homosexual weirdo over there."
Did he say that?
Yeah, and the crowd went nuts.
He said homosexual weirdo.
Yes, and as if it matters, Zelensky is not homosexual. He's married.
No, it's just
just an insult. That's all.
Yeah,
it is.
That's the word you want to use. Wow. And the crowd went nuts. Like it's something that somebody put together. Wow.
Meanwhile, guy who's literally leading an army and going out into the streets like with a gun. It should be Ted Nugent's like wet dream.
Yeah,
that this guy walks around with a bulletproof vest and like goes out himself with like powerful weapons and is ready to shoot and die and defend his country. It's just these guys.
Ryan V is rating in. I saw Ted Nugent live once, literally had 50 guns with him on stage. Well, now Chris Rock has 50 guns with him on stage. It's different. You got to be prepared.
What does Ted Nugent do live?
He's a guitar player.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I completely forgot that about his life.
That's so funny.
Holy shit. I just think guns and why wouldn't he have 50 guns on stage? Isn't he about to talk about guns? Holy shit.
Yeah, that's such a grift. It's like just every failed celebrity can just go on Fox News or whatever and be the one Fox News. Hey, look at the difference between like Fred Durst and Kid Rock.
Yeah,
they had the exact same like level of status. Like, well, I think Fred Durst, Limp Bizkit was even a bit more popular or had a few stuck around for a little while longer. And but the exact same time, their careers have atrophied in the exact same way. And then Kid Rock comes out and is like, "Oh, America," with the ba wa da ba, and they're like, "Yeah, we love that music." Like, you don't love that music. I know because I played that music when I was a teenager, and conservatives were like, "What is this ba with the ba?"
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
God damn it! I loved that song. Fuck you.
Not
you guys. Stupid.
Well, we didn't write it. Yeah, we didn't think it was us.
You liked Ba with the Ba more than Fred Durst's masterpiece, All for the Nookie?
You know what? Fred Durst bothers me so fucking much.
Really?
Yes.
Tell me more about that. What? This is like a MDMA therapy session. Tell me about your feelings about Fred Durst.
Oh, it's complete nonsense. But I happened to catch him speaking a couple of times in an interview, and I'm like, oh my God, just shut up. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And it just turned me off to everything. Also, even though I couldn't help but enjoy the Nookie song, I also hated it at the same time, knowing that it's garbage, but somehow getting into it anyway.
Yeah. It's like
I
the
never
Barbie Girl song. It's like,
oh God, that's awful. Yeah, that's awful.
This is awful and catchy.
But I can't, I have to get away from the Barbie song because it will stay all day in my head.
Yeah.
And then I think wow, it's so easy to just get in my head like that. God damn.
The other day we were talking about Jonathan Majors. He is in Creed 3.
Oh.
He's the boxer that comes out of nowhere and could do a match in 3 months because we have to watch it in the movie within 2 hours. And he's in Ant-Man and the Wasp. He's the main bad guy, and he got in trouble for choking his girlfriend, beating her, and harassing her, whatever that means. I'm sure it goes with it. It is now news.
I know it's like it'd be odd if you were being complimentary, but also choking and hitting at the same. But just really buttering her up with verbal compliments.
No, it's harassment also.
Yeah,
it wasn't nice as well. She has taken back her accusation. Meanwhile, the Army has pulled the plug on a new ad campaign that featured Jonathan Majors. They said, we're deeply concerned by the allegations. If it all works out, then we'll put the ads out. Mm-hmm. But right now, we're still not sure. Jonathan Majors' people are saying that you'll see. Let's see. We are quickly gathering and presenting evidence. I don't know what you collect, not smacks, to the district attorney with the expectation that all charges will be dropped immediately. So we'll see.
You could arrange, like, if she said you did something on this day, but on this day you were in Florida, or like some things. Right. If someone's lying, they might not match up.
Well, they were together though. They were together. Let's see. A statement went on to say that while the actor is innocent until proven guilty, this is what the Army ads. Prudence dictates that we pull the ads until the investigation into these allegations is complete. Other directors that weren't that didn't direct him in anything are still speaking out, saying it's common knowledge that Jonathan Majors is a psychopath. Literally, they use that word. I mean, the specifics of what I know. This is director A.B. Allen. What he directed, I never heard of these things. The specifics of what I know, unfortunately, would still expose people who have been hurt and deserve to not become part of some larger media inquiry if they don't want to. So I'm not going to get into details about what I know, but you all know what his deal is now. So there you go.
Okay. So she might have taken it back because it was getting dangerous for her or some kind of thing like that. But he's saying, you now know. Go with that.
Director right? Tim Nicolai is saying he doesn't have victims that are willing to come forward, but he knows this person is cruel, abusive, vicious, and a sociopath, both in his personal and professional life. That is how virtually everyone speaks about him. It's a shame it took this long for him to be reported. That's where we're at with Jonathan Majors, he's probably the guy right now that's, if you had to pick one, that's skyrocketing to the top.
I mean, I can buy into a story of any actor being a sociopath. Like that's just an easy sell for me, right? Of someone that plays all these different characters. And
what do you want to be when you grow up? Everyone.
Everyone and fictional things right. as well. All of the things.
Right. I want to be in a superhero movie where there's 8,000 of me. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
What if it's like John Malkovich, but all of them are superheroes, right. And it's like I have all of the different powers, and then I'm fighting myself, but saving the world at the same time.
We'll see what's going on. Meanwhile, you can see Jonathan Majors in your movie theaters. He's in 2 of the top 5. So congratulations. Wow. All right. Look, here's what you want to do. You want to check out the Shane Mauss, and you want to check out not just his albums or his podcast, including Mind Under Matter and A Better Trip, but you want to check out this live Vegas residency we're talking about.
Yeah,
that sounds so cool.
You're gonna have music. You're gonna have professors. He doesn't fuck around. He gets it all, and he goes, "Hey, boom! Here's a show." Am I saying it wrong, Shane? Because I think I'm saying it perfect.
It's I do go boom when I here's a show. Yeah, this is what the most ambitious live thing that I've done. It's going well. I'm in LA right now doing very, very last minute. Last weekend we put together some warm-up shows that were the first ones with the visuals added, and then I'm doing another one on we added another couple for this Friday, which hopefully people come to because we announced it 2 days ago. But yeah, so I have a bunch of different psychedelic artists and like Comedy Central's Tales from the Trip. The creator of that show has created a bunch of animations specifically for this show.
Oh and my God, I want to go to Vegas. Holy shit. If you're in Vegas and not even considering this, let's switch homes for a minute.
And there's a VJ that puts it all together too. So it's not like a PowerPoint thing that I'm advancing. That's like, or I don't need to be like locked into a specific joke or anything. So I can change my material on the fly. He puts in some new visuals each time. I throw out some like new material and go on riffs each time. And he's just very fast and improvises and has a huge catalog of things that he pulls from. And it all comes together. So you can like see my experiences happening like behind me while while I'm
The
explaining them.
DJ is DJing your set.
Video jockey. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so it's a whole live immersive thing. And it's in Area 15 in a smaller room with one huge LED screen that's like 200 people or something. But we're assuming things go well. It's a 6-show trial run starting April 23rd, Psychedelic Sundays. But if the first 2 shows go well, they're going to extend it, and we're hoping to maybe by this fall or something. They have a room, you know the moving Van Gogh exhibit things. Sure. That's sort of where it's like 360-degree kind of immersive experience or whatever.
Basically,
so they have
an
one
Instagram picture room.
Yeah. So we have one of those rooms that's larger that we're building it for. So it'll be all 4 walls, like a 360-degree thing. And it's very exciting, putting together all sorts of have an impressionist that does impressions of all these different, like Terrence McKenna and Timothy Leary and Hunter S. Thompson and Nixon and all these different like kind of characters that influenced or were sort of the story of psychedelics over the last century. And so it's a whole mixed media, really fun thing. I'm very
Sounds
excited
great.
about
Where do they go for tickets?
Shane Mauss, MAUSS.com, and check out Area 15 just generally, and you'll see, because Area 15 is like a psychedelic Disney World. It's like a whole immersive, trippy space. They get tons of their installations from like the biggest Burning Man projects and stuff. They're just like, okay, we'll buy that and put it in our.
Wow.
So it's like it's like a whole like permanent Burning Man-ish installation. It's Area 15 because it's meant to be a flip on Area 51, of course. So it's a whole alien world, and it's pretty neat. I'm looking forward to it.
Congrats.
I wonder if Shane finds these places or these places find him, because I didn't know that existed, and I love that I know that now. So
I was asked to MC a psychedelic conference there and then when I saw the place, I was like, hey, we should put a bigger thing together. And so I'm actually doing warm-up shows for it. Mike Kaplan is opening several of them around New England, actually, and then ending in New York and Jersey and Philly. And so ShaneMauss.com.
All right. Thank you, Shane. Check out the other times Shane has been on, KeithandTheGirl.com/Shane Mauss, MAUSS. He's always fantastic. And that's it. Now I'm going to let out one big cough because I didn't cough at all this whole time.
That was so amazing, Keith. I was like,
I muted every other second.
Oh my God.
It was a trick.
Yeah.
It was very, very good. Yeah.
I can't believe you're alive.
Oh my God. That's what we do for the listeners. It's why I was put on this earth. What am I going to tell you? It's getting I got to get to the bottom of who thinks I'm a cop and who doesn't. And whatever it takes, I'm going to find out. Shane, thanks again. You're the greatest as always. We'll also record Newsy this week, that kind of thing. Oh, don't forget the 24-hour marathon now available. KeithandTheGirl.com/store. I'm very proud of it. I don't know how we survived that. Maybe I'm paying the price now, but it's right there. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. KeithandTheGirl.com/tickets. I'm rating my stand-up. Come and see it. Bye.